they'll see localized content. So I'm going to go to the site map on this website. Can everybody see what I'm doing that's currently logged into the webinar? Yeah. Or are you all following off of the PowerPoint presentation? Okay, for those of you that are watching on the webinar, I'll make this pretty quickly. You'll notice that there's a whole bunch of different pages here. And under property management, there's multifamily, and then there's Florida, and then we have all of our submarkets. So when you click on the Tampa, St. Petersburg, Clearwater market, it will bring up content that is specific to that particular market. Okay, and you'll notice the URL here is like I had it there on the on the slide. The importance of that is really just understanding that when you're talking to your search engine optimizer, or if you're doing it yourself and you've been managing your own website, you might want to start looking at the target markets, and you can break that down to towns or neighborhoods or however granular you want to get, and start looking at a strategy to create content for those target markets. And geography is probably the biggest, most important one to focus on, in combination with the line of business. So property management, Orlando, property management, Los Angeles, property, whatever. So I can't stress enough to really pay attention to that. Are there any questions about the slide that's on the screen right now?
Brandon, can I have a question?
Sure, absolutely.
When you were showing us, was that the site map that you were showing us there, or was that the key tags? What were you showing us where you had all of the different...
this page here? Oh, that was a site map. Yep, that was the site map. Now, the site map on this particular website, you'll notice I don't have, in the main navigation, I don't have all of those pages. We keep it real simple, and you have your lines of business, you have your specialties, you have your contact page, whatever. But these pages are not directly linked in the navigation. These pages are here specifically as a search engine optimization tactic.
Right, that's the question I had. So you could insert that in your site map.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And a site map, for those that you bring up, I'm sorry, who am I speaking with?
Jane Thorne from Crosby Property Management in Vancouver, BC.
Jane, you have good observations. But for those of you who don't know the site map, and which will again is in this presentation, we'll talk a little bit about it. But site map is a page, obviously, that that links all the different pages on your site. It's helpful to users, so if they're looking for something real specific, they can go and click on your site map. But more importantly, it is the map that search engines will look at to understand what you do want the search engine to find. There's another file called a robots.txt file, which says which displays the pages that you don't want in the search engine. So that's a whole technical thing which is in the presentation. But the site map is very important. This is where you'll submit the actual site map to Google and the major search engines and say here's the location, and it will go through and it'll actually index all of those pages if they're set up correctly. So yes, it's a good observation.
So on top of just putting the links in there, you really do have to have something in that link so that they can link into, right? It's not just words. It's basically you do have to have pages.
You really need content.
Yeah. You need content. Yeah.
Exactly. When I click on Orlando under multifamily, you'll see these are called breadcrumbs here, and those are picked up by the engine as well. But Premier Orlando Multifamily Property Management Company, and it specifically talks about, I mentioned the different counties, within.
That's right. Yeah, because that's a challenge that we have, because it's not something you want to have in your main page that goes on and on. But we knew that we should somewhere get a way of listing all our cities that we're in.
Absolutely.
So showing up more.
Well, this is a good. I'm sorry to cut you off. That's a great way to do it, and we'll talk about keyword stuffing and things like that you have to be careful about later on in the presentation. But absolutely, you're going to really want to focus on. I mean, if there's anything you take away from any part of this presentation at all, it's that to understand the thought process of people who are proactively looking for the type of services that we offer. and what types of content channels are they looking in. So are they looking online? Are they looking in on their mobile phones? Are they looking in their newspaper? Are they looking in a golf magazine in at the clubhouse that's in a large community? So you have to kind of put yourself in the mindset of where are these people looking, and the statistics, heavily are starting to trend toward the internet as a broad place to look, but really just anything digital. It could be mobile, it could be on Google search, it could be banners on relevant websites, it could be a whole bunch of different things. But so that's a good point.
Okay, thank you.
You're quite welcome. Thank you. And I promise you we'll get through this really technical, messy stuff here real soon, but I kind of wanted to at least expose you to it a little bit just so you can see if it's something that you feel like you can tackle or not, or if you're going to want to rely on an SEO expert. The tags, and there's a lot of different types of tags. Some of the most important now, and you've probably heard meta tags, you might have heard keyword tags, title tags, description tags, all kinds of different tags. Well, HX tags are content tags, and really all they do is emphasize and in bold from a visual standpoint the primary information that you want the search engines to index. And when I say index, it means just put it into their database based off of what the purpose of that page is. So if the intent of that page is to discuss Orlando property management, then you can use H1 tags as you see here, and that's the actual code, H1. There's an M bracket and a start bracket, and you put your actual title there. So this is our H1 tag. The Continental Group Realty is a premier Orlando property management company. That tells the search engine that is the most important piece of content on the page. It doesn't mean that it's going to automatically make it top in the search engines. It just lets the search engine know, it makes their life a little bit easier because you're providing them what the page intent is. H2 tag, again, H3, H4, you can have as many of them as you want. Generally speaking, they will have a smaller point and font. Again, just talking points when you're talking to your search engine optimization or your web developer, these are the kind of conversations you want to have. Do we have H1 tags? Do we have H2 tags on all of our pages? If we don't, what's the strategy for not using those tags? Because the search engines want to see those. Okay, so that would really be the extent of the conversation, and then have them show it to you. Okay. Are there any questions about H1 tags or H2 tags?
Yes, Jane again. Okay. Are you suggesting that within the content of your website that you should put these tags where it matters, but it won't show up to the visibility of the person that's looking at the website?
Correct. It's code and
code.
exactly.